Now summer is here time. Got my second strike because I am hating with my speech. Man. It's for the video that the Statue of Liberty, because it has you. It has your nuts. You guys are pathetic. The ones that are behind the scenes that are in control of this. Just know this, your time is coming to an end. Been trying to tell you that for a while now. Everybody that has the control behind the scenes, like, yes boss, I will definitely do that for you, yes. So this time it's a second strike. Conveniently enough, today's Wednesday, and so my channel's not up. My main channel's not up for the election next week on the 4th, when Trump disappears and however that happens, and it's not up. I won't be able to do a live stream with the second 9/11 as it's happening. I don't even know if I can live stream with this. I'm not sure how those rules go. I think I tried it before and there was something wrong with it. Either way, my 2 weeks is up on 11/11 Wednesday. 2 weeks. So let's see. I mean, it's either they go and dig out another video and just give me a third strike and be done with the channel, and then any other channels that are associated with this. I think I have one more channel, the Open Forum. Haven't been over there in a few years because I made that channel as a backup to this channel, because this channel is a backup to the RobinsHood channel. So until they shut all the channels down, I'll just keep talking. I'll just keep hating with my speech. The only thing that's hateful are the ones listening to it and judging it and then striking it down. That's hate. So let me just tell you what's going to happen to all of you that are behind the scenes that don't know who your boss even is. If you're sticking up for people that actually do hate speech, people that actually do lie, people that actually they are misleading, disinformation agents, if you're sticking up for them and you're part of it, well, yeah, you're going to lose your job, of course, and you're going to stand shamefully feeling stupid when this is all over with. And my channel will go back up, and all of your channels will stay down. Everybody that's lying. So that either happens on 11/11, which is a peace deal, and from that point on, you'll see a real big difference in the planet, along with on social media. Yeah, the liars will be drained out, draining the swamp. Because that's really what's happening anyway, behind the scenes. I don't care what anybody, how you feel about what's going on in this world with the way things are. But the swamp, like if you're, in other words, the people that are from the inside working for the Illuminati and the Masons, and you've been lied to about everything. Everything. No matter what you think is going to happen, what's going on behind the scenes, behind you, is your days are numbered. Mickey Tekel uphar sin, because sin's going to be uprooted, and Mickey Tekel or something, your days are numbered, and Jonathan Click knows it. He knows your days are numbered. King Nebuchadnezzar already took you guys into captivity. He made you bear. The wall is being built, because when Trump talks about a wall being built, it's all about this transgender movement that, with the Statue of Liberty holding up in its hand what it took off of you to make a wall, because the wall is going to be built in troublous times. What is a wall? Well, it's something that's... Go ask Glenn Beck, he'll tell you. It's a wall that nothing's there anymore. It's just a wall. People are being tricked into getting that surgery done because they're told that they need to be a bride of Christ in order to go up to the literal land of heaven that's above us. Because for those that don't know, that haven't been watching my RobinsHood channel, and you're over here, the pit that we live in, there's just land above us.
New text.
The land above us is what they would call heaven. And we're in the pit. So this is where the scorpions are. All the scouts and all of the workers that work for the Illuminati. You guys are here. You were promised to get harpazoed up out of here, back up to heaven, but you have to have the mark of the beast in your right hand and lift it up like the Statue of Liberty. Our YouTube team decided that you are hate speeching because we hate your speech because we don't like the truth. We hate the truth. So therefore, you're hating with your speech. So we've determined your video that you've just put up last night is not, we don't want to hear it anymore. Although, even if I didn't make the video last night, you would have just dug up another video from somewhere else to strike me down, because it's that time. It's actually perfect timing, because it's the second strike, so I can't do anything for 2 weeks, and 2 weeks lands dead on 11/11. So let's just see what happens on 11/11 after this destruction happens in Philadelphia. Or maybe nothing does happen at all in Philadelphia because I seen it coming and I predicted it and it was dead on, and they don't want to give their power over to me because I'm not from the Illuminati. I'm not from anybody except for myself. It just appeared out of nowhere on YouTube because of the sickness of liars and people that conceal the lies. You know, like the YouTube team, the employees, the surveillors, the bride of Christ. Yeah, you're the bride of Christ, all right. It's just right now you're the bride of the Antichrist. And you don't even know it. Or maybe you do know it. Maybe some of you do know it. And that's the whole thing. Because Christ... Am I an Antichrist? Absolutely. Absolutely. No question am I an Antichrist. I'm the Antichrist, as a matter of fact. Because I'm against the Christ Jesus. The backwards one. So yeah, I'm an Antichrist. Just not against Jesus Christ. But the Antichrist spirit, the Antichrist, I'm against it. I'm against all fakery and liars. All of yous. Because it's sickening. It just is. Even Lucifer himself is disgusted with liars. He even repents for his lies. because that's the spirit is like, you go from, here's what happens. Whoever the God is of the earth transforms and turns into the spirit of God of heaven, because it goes from an antichrist spirit that runs the planet. No matter what you do or say, they run it. It's going to happen the way that they want it to happen, until Lucifer's meets his maker. Once he finally meets his maker, then it's like, oh, you do exist. Oh, okay, well, I guess I can't do it better than you. Well, I tried. I mean, hey, well, thanks, Father, for allowing me to exercise my free will. I mean, I greatly appreciate that. It's like going into a store without a mask and not being harassed. You can be asked, can you please wear a mask? No. All right, have a nice day. That's perfect. But Lucifer fell and decided that he wanted to do it better than God. Exercises free will all the way to the very end, which is this month. And not the, it's the end of, it's the shift change. And Lucifer realized, I already did it all. I did everything. It's empty. It always comes back to being empty. And now that I tried this thing here, now I have a change of heart and I love my Father. So the prodigal son, the parable of the two sons, the one of them that he did it on his own, he did it his way. And then after all said and done, and after he sold all his, all his inheritance and everything, he came back, and then his brother is like, why are you so excited and throwing a party because he came back? I've always been here. I've always been doing what's right. And you go and throw a party for him, and he sins, and he comes back, and he's broke buster, and he lied and cheated and stealed, and you're forgiving him and throwing a party for him? And then the father is like, yeah, because he was lost, and now he's found. And you were always here, son. You were always here doing what's right. Don't you rejoice when you get that one sheep that's lost out of the 99? Because that's the main character that needs to do it his way, and then all the way coming back to the end. That's when he realized that free will is where it's at, and you get rewarded for being converted, like the real way, not the converted, perverted way, but the converted in your spirit getting reconciled up. Not the surgery, not your sheep. Not your dead sheep. So the prodigal son, there could have been something that happened up there, and then, remember, there's twin brother and sister. So if you have a twin brother and a sister, they look identical, but one is fully man, the other one's fully woman. You can have the trick being played where, let's say up in heaven, you didn't know that there were two of them. And it was the woman, right? It was like Eve. And Eve up in heaven, the literal land up there, decided to get the surgery done where she went from female to male. And it's against God's, way of doing things, but free will. So the trick was that you did that, and in order to get God's angels to come down to heaven, Lucifer had to go from being a female to a male, you know, Satan, and then fall from heaven as a man, right? Stay with me. This is why Lucifer to the ground, I saw an angel fall from heaven as lightning, because the surgery that's done, this transgender movement, birthing a race within a side of a race, Lady Gaga, his performance at the Grammys, as you have the twin sister up in heaven, the twin brother and twin sister, but you only know about one of them. You only know about the twin sister up there. When you come down here, you only know about the twin brother. You think that that same person had the surgery done where he went from a female to a male. I didn't think that surgery was possible, but it is. Because why do you think, if you can take the male component and invert it and turn into a female, well, then you could do the same thing as the female. You're just pulling the stuff outwards and forming it somehow. And so that would be the trick that Lucifer would pull, which is getting God's angels. You look like a man, right? But you're a female body. So Lucifer got you guys to get tricked into having the surgery to become a man down here and then have sex with women. But the women you're having sex with, they're transgenders. They're not even really women, they're men. So you're tricked that way up there to get down here. Once you get down here, you're tricked into committing a homosexual act and you don't even know it. And then you get tricked. The other people get tricked into, in order to get back up to heaven, if you're a man, well, this is why all these people in Hollywood and actors and movie stars and basketball players, sports players, and everybody who are men originally that lived here on earth, they went and had the surgery done to become a woman in order to go back up to heaven, when you're not even going back up there at all. I mean, you're going to get raptured for a party, but then you're going to get kicked out and live back the rest of your life down here as exiles as a woman, because you thought it, like, that's what you, Statue of Liberty. Statue of Liberty. The trickery is so deep that even if it wasn't true, it's a great movie theme, because in order for Lucifer to get his angels, to get the women to come down here to have sex with women, but they look like men, but they're it's like if you're a woman, right? You lived in Atlanta up there, but you look like a man, and then so you do the surgery done and you become a full man, then you go and have sex with women that were really originally men, but now they're women. So it's like it technically you're already a man, right? But you were born as a woman. You look like a man, but you're born as a woman. You get the surgery done, you're now a man, but then you go and have sex with the transgender that used to be a man but turned into a woman. So it's kind of like you were born, a woman, but you look like a man, but you're still with a man. It's just everything is inside out. So now you are technically, I mean, you're just having sex with a man still. It's just the man turned into a woman and the woman turned into a man. So it's like you're still technically you're with the opposite sex, but you did the inversion, that you switched everything around. Man, my mind doesn't stop. but it all makes sense because these are all the angles. I definitely want this movie produced with my ideas as to how this story goes, because there's so many twists and turns that you'd never ever expect a Hollywood movie to be like this. Because even as I'm saying it, you're like, right, Robin, but yet, isn't that a pretty good plot? And it all starts with Lucifer. It starts with the Satan twins. One of them's a male, one of them's a female. But they both look like men. And that's how Lucifer, that's how Satan up there got you guys to come down here. Because you're a female, like, let's just say you're a man. You feel like a man. You look like a man, but you're born as a female. It's like, what the? So the trick is that Satan said, but look, you want to go down and have sex with women? I mean, you are a man. It's just, you're born, look, it's not your fault. We can change this. We can rearrange it. You know the surgery's there. We can pull your ovaries out and turn it into a penis somehow. And that's because, and then we can add to it, and there's ways of doing that. And then, so I see. So because this fictitious person in Philly that got shot and killed because he's armed with a knife coming after cops, but they could have done something else. So now here we go with Philly again. Whatever, bring it on, second 9/11. Get it prepared. This is one other way to get people out of Center City, to blow up the buildings. But anyway, that's how Satan got the women to change into men and come down to earth and have sex with men, but they're really women. Maybe they know. Maybe they know that. It's like, look, you are a man, right? Nah, maybe they don't know. That's the trick. And they come down, and then they get tricked again because they have sex with men that have changed it, transferred into women. And then they're the people, the ones that did the surgery done to turn into a woman, because the woman's spirit's taking over. They're the ones that got tricked into believing that they're going to go to heaven because they have to be a bride of Christ. Again, this is the movie theme. And so as they're down here, all the Hollywood people, they think they're going to heaven. They're going to get raptured. They're going to have a party. It's going to be 3.5 days. And then they get kicked out because the real Jesus shows up. And because Lucifer met his maker. So that's the way that everybody gets tricked. And because you think that Satan, which was up there, who was a man, well, you seen the Eve. The Eve, like heaven knows Eve up there, because he, face, beard, is a she. But before she supposedly comes down here, she has to get the surgery done to turn into a man, and then so her brother goes and meets up with the people, but they always known her, but now the brother shows up. It's his turn. And then they see, like, wow, it looks like real. It's great. So, yeah, that's right. And then he falls down from heaven, like, and literally with the air parachute, comes down to heaven, to earth, as a man, right? As Lucifer the man. He goes, he has sex with women, because like he literally did, because he's a man. And then the man, in order to get Hollywood to believe in the surgery from male to female, remember, he tricked the angels up there. They came down here. Then, separate issue, tricking Hollywood people and their, Lady Gaga and all of them, Taylor Swift, getting them to go from a man to a woman, and they're role model to seeing this is Eve, the twin sister, because the twin sister was born that way, and so because the twin sister was born that way, she shows you what you think is a surgery. I don't think this parking spot's gonna work. She shows you what you believe is the surgery, so you're like, oh wow, Lucifer did it. So remember, the group, the angels in heaven, they were tricked into coming down here to have the surgery done because they look like men. They were born feeling like a man, but they have the woman component. So they get the surgery done. They become full men, come from heaven down, have sex with women, but they don't even know that the women they're having sex with are really transgender men. So they get tricked, and then they get tricked, the ones that had the surgery done, because they're told they're going up to heaven because you have to be a bride of Christ, which is Lucifer. And so that's the deception in their heads. And then they get raptured up to go back to heaven once they build a wall and mail in their ballot. And so that's their trick, and then they get kicked out, living back down here on earth as exiles, and that's why they need the real Jesus, because they're brokenhearted. And on top of that, Lucifer, the Satan twins, is a male and a female, brothers, identical twins, that tricked the entire planet, everybody. And then, because he tricked everybody except for me, because I figured it out, and the second 9/11 in Philly, in great detail, they'll cancel it. And then that's the betrayal of me, because it was the truth that was going to happen. Nobody was going to die anyway. But they canceled it because it would give me too much power. So after all said and done, Jonathan Kleck goes back to heaven up there as the man that he always was. And his sister, Eve, you know, the Adam and the Eve characters go back to heaven. And then I just stay here because that's where I was born. I was born in the pit. I'm fine with that. I don't care. You don't have to give me any recognition at all, but I do feel like what's worth it is just retirement for me and my family, and anybody that's connected with me. We get to retire. You get a nice carved tomb, a tomb carved out of stone where no one was laid before, which is representing building me a brand new house. And then because the Kleck twins will be up in heaven, and I'll just, you know, I'll talk to you periodically through subliminal messages throughout the world. I'll have a platform where it's still going to be YouTube. But the whole platform's different because everybody that lies got fired. And it's a more of a strict way of, like it's not the people that have been deceived anymore. It's us. It's the 144,000. It's the ones that were not defiled by women. Not the fake, not the 144 that are fake. The ones that lie, the ones that are, your Jesus is the Antichrist Jesus. Your Jesus is the Christ Jesus. But you guys are the ones that are going to get raptured, and you guys are the ones that, look, I'll be here for you because you're going to need it. You're going to need some counseling after all this, because right now you think exactly what I think, which is the opposite as confident as I am about the outcome of the entire planet is as confident as you are about the same outcome, because you literally have a boss that I'm talking about that promised you that. And you know he runs the planet. I just figured it out. But I also know that the hearts of people and the mindset, and just, if someone is this way, then here's the outcome for what that creates. And it's no different. None of it is any different. It's all about timing too. When you have specific timelines to get things done and then to go back. So as Kleck is showing you, Jonathan Kleck there, he's letting you know that there are a few people that get to go back up to the land where they are. Now, I don't know how that works. Will I visit it one day? Do I go and see what it's like? I don't even know if would I want to live there. I've lived here all my life. I'm sure it would be cool as hell, cool as heaven, to go up to the land that's above us, because as I say that, and people are like, man, well, do you know what the earth really looks like? Or are you just going by what you're told, and then you have such a preconceived idea and such a closed mind and such a bitter heart that you just don't want to open up towards any other ideas, because it's like, no, I don't even want to hear it because I'm so weak-minded that I might believe it. It's like listening to all the interpretations of everybody's understanding of the Bible. Why wouldn't you want to hear everybody's interpretation? Even if it's dead off, wrong, delusional, don't you still want to hear that aspect of it? That way you can filter out, all right, now that definitely doesn't mean it. No, for sure, no way. And then that's how you put the pieces together with understanding the Bible. But as I say, the shape of the earth, is it round? Is it flat? Yep, it's flat. Yep, it's round. Is it a snow globe? Yep, it's a snow globe. Is it the same as above and below? Yep, it is. Are we in concave? Yep, concaved as well. It's flat. It's round. It's round up. It's round down. It's flat here. It's concaved here. There's heaven there. There's an up. There's a down. There's water. There's going all the way around. It's always recycled. Water drops down some kind of system that brings it back up, and it rains on us, and it goes up and it rains. It just filters out. That's what earth is. But there definitely is a heaven up above us, and we're in a pit. And how do you know that we're in a pit? You don't. How do I know? I don't. It's just an observation. If it's true, if it's not true, what harm is it to thinking of it? So people are just afraid to think. They're so good with their thoughts, with what they already believe, that they don't want to change it. They don't want to hear any other word.